All right, guys. The topic today is we actually started this yesterday and we're going down a little further today. The topic is Elon Musk becomes the second richest person on planet Earth. The second richest person on Earth. Yesterday we discussed it from a religious point of view. Elon Musk is atheist, doesn't believe there's God, doesn't believe in God, never prayed before. He was even quoted once saying he was dying from malaria and he never prayed about it. He doesn't believe in prayer. So, and he's now the second richest person on Earth. Now, we also went on yesterday to discuss the fact that there is no religious person, Christian or Muslim, on the top five richest people on Earth. Mostly, even if they it's one thing to identify as Christian or identify as Muslim, they're not practicing. We know celebs who are Christian, like Justin Bieber, for instance. Justin Bieber is clearly Christian. He identifies as Christian and he is Christian. You see a lot of Christian posts on his page. You will never see any of these people identify as Christian or Muslim or any religion. Zuckerberg at a point said he was going to be more religious, but we still haven't seen any evidence of his religion. He's a Jew, so he practices Judaism, which is a religion based on largely on the Pentateuch or the books of Moses as guidance. So one thing we were able to agree upon yesterday was that when it comes to wealth creation, religion is not a factor. And I think we unanimously agreed. A few people here and there disagreed, but the facts were overwhelming, right?
Yeah, true.
Most people agreed with us. If the top 5 people with regards to wealth, that is, they own. You see, when they say wealth, some people think it's just money. No. These people own the future. Let me give you an example of how rich Bill Gates is. Bill Gates was the richest man in the world for 20 years. As in the whole world, 20 straight years. From when we were in university up until now. Now, another thing about Bill Gates is Bill Gates has been top 5 in the world for the last 30 years. He has been on the top 5. So you cannot say he is not wealthy in any way or form. He also has a happy marriage to a large extent. He has kids. He's a normal guy living a normal life. There's nothing you can do to discredit him. A lot of people try to do all sorts of things to discredit him. Bill Gates might have the money, but he's not happy. He's happier than many of you that sleep inside religious centers of worship, if you understand what I'm saying. And he's also probably gonna make heaven before many people because he contributes immensely to charity. He has given away nearly half of his wealth, and he promises that he will still give away 90% before he leaves the earth. He has paid our gbese before in Nigeria. He has, let's forget the controversy surrounding the vaccine and the jokes we people like to make over things we don't understand. Whether you like it or not, you might not agree with his ideologies and all that, but we need to give it up for him, because that's another avenue people will come from. People say he might not be healthy, he might not be happy. Every human being has what is worrying them, including your biggest geos. They have things that are worrying them. Everybody has. Some even have family issues that they try to cover up and try to make normal. So let's agree with that. Now, the second thing I wanted us to talk about today, because we're looking at the patterns of the top 5. Another thing we need to look at is nobody in the top 5 is brick and mortar. You know what brick and mortar is? Adaobi, you know what brick and mortar is?
Yeah.
Your regular, what is it called? Let me even define brick and mortar properly. So I'll just not use my head. Buildings, housing, a house considered in terms of its value as an investment, blah, 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 blah. Do you know why?
Why?
Because at the end of the day, we've also been told by generations past that real estate, buying property, is the safest way of making money. And I want to ask you, out of the top 5, how many of them made their wealth through buying real estate and buying property and all that?
Not actually.
None. Number 1 is who? Jeff Bezos. Online retailing. Amazon has shops on the internet. Online retailing. Number 2 was Bill Gates before Elon Musk took over. What is Bill Gates? Computer software. Microsoft, software giant. We're working with Skype. Skype is owned by Microsoft. I hope you know.
Yeah.
So Ada and I are working. Somebody said, you may be correct, but I feel they all have some sort of real estate. Yeah, they're going to live in a house now. So they buy the house, but they're not making money from buying or selling the house. Number 3, or number 2, as the case may be, Elon Musk. What is Elon Musk known for? Technology. Doing away with petrol, investing in the future, creating the future, building the successful Tesla group. Number 4, Mark Zuckerberg. What is Mark Zuckerberg known for? You want to tell me that Mark Zuckerberg bought land in Lekki and developed it and sold? No. He developed Facebook and then acquired Instagram and WhatsApp and literally controls the social media space. Because in Nigeria, Facebook, Instagram, and WhatsApp are the 3 strongest. They are stronger than Twitter. WhatsApp is stronger than Twitter, right? So is Facebook and Instagram. So if there's anything, the only person that is a little bit odd among the top 10 is, what's that guy's name? The guy who owns, hold on, let me get his name.
Warren Buffett?
Not Buffett. Bernard Arnold. And Bernard Arnold owns, let me give you a brief history on Bernard Arnold, so I'll not be He is a French billionaire, an art collector. He's the chairman, chief executive of Moet Hennessy Louis Vuitton, the world's largest luxury goods company. Now, guess what? He did not add any money this year. He did not add any money this year. Meanwhile, the person who added the least this year was Bill Gates. Mark Zuckerberg also added, but not as much as Bill Gates, not as much as Elon Musk and Jeff Bezos. Now, Jeff Bezos added a lot this year, but the person who added the most this year was still Elon Musk. Now, if you look at the four people, that is Bezos, Musk, Gates, and Zuckerberg, that added the most financially this year, they are all technology-based companies. Do you agree with me?
True.
One thing you need to understand, a lot of people think real estate is safe. Oh yes, it's safe, quoted unquote. But is it really? Do you know that if you had, instead of buying a house in Nigeria for say 100 million, if you had bought what's Elon Musk company again, Tesla shares at $65 earlier this year, each share will be worth about $500 now. Meaning you would have multiplied your investment fivefold. What is fivefold? More than fivefold. So you probably right now will be worth 500 million. Now guess what? With that 500 million, you can buy 5 of the exact house you would have bought in January, because housing has not increased in value in Nigeria with the current rate of our economy. So a lot of people need to start understanding that your investment is not safe if you think you can go into the future by going to buy a property in Lekki and developing it. Somebody said real estate is paying well in the US. It's paying well globally. But the top 5 richest people on earth did not make their money from real estate. And the top 4, many of whom almost doubled their fortunes this year, despite the pandemic. The pandemic did not stop Gates. The pandemic did not stop Buffett. Sorry, not Buffett. The pandemic did not stop Zuckerberg, Musk, or who's the other one? Gates, Zuckerberg, Musk, and Bezos.
Okay.
The pandemic didn't stop them because what they're selling is the advancement of the world. It is also largely online. So, do you know why Bezos made so much money this year? Because the pandemic actually favored him. Nobody could walk into a shop, so you most likely ordered on Amazon.
True.
So, what is my point? My point is this exactly, because people don't like to listen, they like to look for what to criticize, and I'm going to give you what to criticize. When it comes to technology, we're very backward in this part of the world. And we have, you see, the less technologically advanced we are, the less likely it is that we'll grow with this future. We're still trying to sell petrol, when by 2025, some countries are already going to ban diesel and petrol consumption on motor cars. The UK is raising its head. France is raising its head. In the advent of this emerging technological bubble, where are we exactly? What are we developing? And here's one thing I like to tell you. If you look at the world, you would realize how technologically advanced everything is. Look at the radio stations of today. I remember working on the radio 25 years ago, and we're playing cassettes. And I used to have a request show where people will call me and tell me, "Hi, Daddy Freeze, please play me one song." And the song will be at one end of the cassette. So I'll now be rewinding. I've marked this. I know where the song is. My head used to work wonders then. I've seen the cassette. I know what side of the cassette the song is. Did you ever play cassette, Ada?
Yeah.
So I'll rewind the cassette to exactly that point and sneak it into the cassette player and press play. I'm listening to the player with the headphones, and I can start hearing the song come in. All this while I'm engaging the caller in a conversation, not because we needed a conversation, but I would have to use that conversation to bring in the song. So as I can tell that, okay, the song is queued and is ready, I'll now say, "All right, there, here comes your song."
Wow.
I'll just fire the song. Today, there's software that will pick it up from your voice. As your time, I need, ask any song. Let me mention a song for you. I need Joe Boy Baby. You can literally type it up in that system in front of you.
True.
Right? Look at how far technology has advanced. And where are we in this bubble? What contribution are we making in the frontiers of medicine, aviation, in the automobile industry as a nation? You see, somebody told me that Jay-Z didn't make his money from music. He made most of his money from real estate. I say, yeah, Jay-Z is a rich rapper, but you cannot compare Jay-Z to Elon Musk. You cannot compare Jay-Z to Buffett. If Jay-Z has $1 billion, he has one. We are talking about people that have 182. There is an online real estate and a technological real estate that Nigeria is not buying into, and Nigerians are not buying into. Your house is worth exactly what it was worth in January, probably even less. And I'll tell you why it was worth less. Should I tell you?
Yes, please.
Because the dollar was worth 356 naira as of January. I changed dollar today for 482 naira, and I know they cheated me. I was just in a hurry. I said, "Just give it to me."
Wow.
So if you, instead of buying a house in January, if you had kept the money in dollars in your bank account, you will have made a profit of over 40 million naira. Because you would have made 130 naira on every dollar. And if you understood where Musk was going and you took that money and bought Tesla shares, you probably would have turned your 100 million into about 600 million. And why is our economy why is our currency so valueless? I ask you, what are we producing that we're exporting to the world? You think the world wants to come and buy a house in Ikoyi? What is that thing that we are taking out of Nigeria to sell to a global market? You think the global market wants to come and buy an estate or property in Eco Atlantic? Nothing. Do you realize, Ada, why are onions so expensive? Can anybody answer this question? Why are onions so expensive in Nigeria today?
I don't know, maybe the weather, or because I know it's produced in the northern part of the country.
Should I break your heart? The northern
Okay.
part of the country only produces 40% of the onions Nigeria consumes, according to reports. The remaining 60% comes in from India.
Really?
Ordinary, Google this.
I think it's because they produce it this period, around this period, because of the dry season, or wow. Okay.
We cannot even produce our own onion, let alone export. And in fairness to the northern part of Nigeria, they've produced 40%. What quota have we produced? I'm asking you, what quota have we produced? If you had bought one Bitcoin in January at about $9,000 for one, today a Bitcoin is selling for $18,000. You would have doubled your money. So, the 100 million naira that you used to buy that house in January in Nigeria, if you had used it to buy Bitcoin, you'll have doubled it. If you had kept it in dollars, you will have made $139 naira on each dollar you changed, giving you a profit about 40 million naira. If you had bought Tesla shares, you would have multiplied whatever your investment is by at least 5. These are not speculations. This is the reality of the world. There's an article I came across on Nairametrics that says why onion has become the new gold in Nigeria.
Okay.
And it says some traders have termed the increase as just seasonal fluctuation, while some have blamed it on the NSAS protest. However, there is more to it than meets the eye, which is why Nairalytics, a research arm of Nairametrics, which tracks prices of major food items in Lagos, visited the onion section of Mile 12 in Lagos to get insights into the root cause of the irregular trend and price. So there's so many reasons. And do you realize that in Nigeria, onion is grown mostly in northern states like Kano, Kaduna, Jigawa, Sokoto, Plateau, Bauchi, and Kebbi states?
Yeah.
What happened to the rest of Nigeria?
The weather condition.
Or our laziness condition?
Really?
What are we growing in the south? Exactly, precisely. Tell me. All your beef comes from the north?
Cocoa.
Really? How much cocoa is Nigeria exporting? Let's ask ourselves questions. I remember being in Port Harcourt about 5 years ago, and it was Ileya. You know what Ileya is?
Okay.
The Muslim festival. Now,
Okay.
because it was Ileya, no trailer was bringing in beef. They were all bringing in ram. There was no beef to buy in the whole River State. So people were queuing to buy beef. About 5 years ago. And we now had to ask, why is cow meat so scarce? And they say, because everybody is selling ram now because of the period. So I'm like, y'all don't have cows? So if the north doesn't give you people cows, you will not eat. You'll be waiting for them. Now, let me tell you one funny thing. We in the South have this oil. Oil is going to be valueless in 10 years. Or it's going to probably have 20%, at best 30% of its current value. Cow will always have value. Onion will always have value. Are you listening? Groundnuts will always have value. Organic foods will always retain their value. Ram will always have value. But oil that we put our heart in, we have this oil, we want to build refinery. Oh, it will be worth 30% of whatever is worth now, which is next to nothing. Why isn't the government focusing, or the government of the southern parts of Nigeria focusing on agriculture and technological development? Do you know how much money Nigeria would have made if we had come up with a vaccine? Instead, we had pastors preaching against vaccines, and vaccine is the Antichrist. Antichrist is coming. Antichrist, afraid of the Antichrist. If Nigeria had a company like Pfizer, forget the losses we made as a country. By the time the vaccines are rolled out, the government will put checks of $100 in the account of every Nigerian, and we'll all be okay. We would have made that much money. So we're not tapping into anything that is futuristic. We are still fighting over oil. We are still fighting over buying and selling property and real estate. Nobody is seeing the bubble that is beginning to form, the technological bubble. All the countries in the world are tapping into it. Hyundai released their electrical car the other day. I start to wonder, how far behind are we really? So here is what I'm saying in a nutshell as I officially hand over to my lovely sister Ada. I'm sorry for taking this much of your time. Maybe we could take another, a few calls here and there, maybe one or two. And my question to you is, what is your footprint in this technological bubble? How big is your footprint? By footprint, I mean, what's your stake? How much do you have? Are you trading Forex? Are you online creating content? I have a friend, a very good friend, Nevada Bridge. Nevada Bridge is trying to do exactly what Netflix did with local movies. I look at that young man. Nevada is a member of my church. These are the people I would stand on a mountain and shout, Nevada breeds a member of Free Nation. In fact, he's even a deacon in Free Nation. Do you know why? Because I know that in the future, he will be part of our own version of Tesla. Because they have bought into the bubble. So my question to you is, in this current bubble that is building, how big is your footprint? In a world where airplanes literally fly themselves, in a I was doing my 737-800. They've released their new, what is it called? Some of their new softwares, and I was going through it and I was like, wow. Do you know, literally now, You can fly a plane from Lagos to Abuja. The moment you take off on autopilot, I will even give you center line in Abuja. As in, you land on the center line on runway 22 in Abuja. I sat down and I programmed it yesterday. And I was like, oh wow, this is how far aviation has gone. And guess what? This is still backward though, because there are still some technology they are pushing for the future. And you look around you and your train is breaking down. We saw videos of people. I posted one on my Instagram page of where Kaduna Abuja train broke down in the middle of nowhere.
Seriously.
Or allegedly, let me say allegedly, because that's what the story said. So if in a world, do you know why they have pilots there? Literally, it's getting to a point where just to override the system, just in case somebody hacks it. One small boy just sits down in Hong Kong and just hacks into the software of your aeroplane and reprograms the plane to start coming to China with all of you on board. So that they can override the system and fly manual.
Okay.
That's how far technology is gone. And it's every day it's building. Do you know Tesla was researching on autonomous driving for the last 5 years? There are people who were caught sleeping in their Teslas while the cars were driving them.
Wow.
As in literally, they were behind the wheel sleeping and the car was in traffic driving. You've not seen any of those videos?
I haven't seen someone sleeping.
I've seen people sleeping off, as in you will see his mouth open, head on the window, and the car is driving him inside traffic.
Wow.
So, where are we? Is it our children that they still teach with blackboard and chalk? Where are we in the technological bubble? What is our footprint as a country, and what is our footprint as individuals in this bubble? You know me, I sabi one person. We started this in 3-4 years ago when I told you people that our poverty is looming. People are still trying to tell you that God is what's good, is who's going to give you money in 2020. Forgetting that there are rich people, even biblical times, who did not believe in God, including the rich person that died and went to hell, while Lazarus, the poor beggar, made heaven. So that's as far as I can go. I'm starting with you, Ada. What is your digital footprint? What is your technological footprint?
Okay, actually, I'm not going to lie. Keyed into this. I told you of something that I got that I do online, and I just didn't come out of my home and it's paying me bills. But over time, hope to create or get into more platforms online that can generate revenue.
Fantastic. I love that. And I know what you told me about. And remember, I was part of the people that said, look, fight these people, tell them you work from home.
Yeah.
Right?
I remember. Yeah, you did.
When I started the Free Nation online church, I could have raised money to build a physical structure. We have Free Nation members that are capable. I could have raised money, worst case scenario, to rent somewhere. Why did I insist on not renting or building? Because even as a church, our footprint has to be digital. Our footprint has to be technological. Let the physical buildings house the production factories and facilities. You cannot produce onion online. You can preach the word of God online. Right? And you can rent a hall 2-3 times a year if you need to do physical things like baptisms or whatever it is you want to do. 3-4 times a year is more than enough. The rest can be easily done online. Those big buildings could be put to use. You see pastors who are microbiologists, and you wonder, why Are you not using the money you have and the structures you have to break the frontiers in microbiology? No matter how much money you're making selling Jesus in 2020, you would have made 10 times more selling a vaccine. This is something we all need to, no need to fight each other. We all need to wake up and smell the coffee. And we all need, as you're leaving today, wherever you are, you need to ask yourself a question. What is my digital footprint? What is my technological footprint? And then resolve. This year has one more month. Instead of going into January next year and giving your entire January salary, which has been butchered and spliced, to a religious center, why don't you put it aside to make it part of your investment into the future? If you had used your January salary this year to buy Bitcoin or Tesla, you would have been better off by now. Another year is coming. Let it not be rugged. It all lies in your hands. Thank you very much. I hand over to you, Ada.
All right, thank you so much, Daddy Freeze. Well done. But hey, I learned, and thank you so much for always being that friend to push me into making a meaning out of my life. Aside the normal salary, you're always like, Ada, you should utilize the internet, Ada. And thank you so much. I keyed into that, and I am super duper grateful. And I urge everyone else, please be creative. Make use of the space. The world is gradually going. Internet is the new goal.
Oh yeah.
Enough of the 9 to 5. I'm not saying quit your job, but please make use of.
Start building yourself.
Think out of the box.
Start building yourself so that within the next 3, 4, 5 years, you would have a large. I remember a colleague of mine who resigned from our organization to start her online internet beauty makeup shop, Beauty Mart. We used to work together. She now has a physical shop in Surulere, but she sells mostly online. You can check her out, Beauty Mart.
Okay.
She just would buy makeup. She liked makeup. She would buy makeup and post on her Instagram page. And before you knew it, even while she was working with us, she was importing makeup and selling. You could check her Instagram handle, Beauty Mart. Beauty Mart NG. She has 40,000 followers on Instagram. Check it out. She used to be head of news.
See.
You've seen.
Yeah.
So this is somebody's technological and online footprint. Buying into a market and creating opportunities for yourself. And you'll be amazed that during something like the lockdown, she will still be making money. Taste Buds was still making money during the lockdown. Because I know, do you know how many times we've had quarrels? I want to go and print flyer. I'll say, nope, you're not printing any flyer. You're not doing this typical. Advertise it on Instagram. Put it on Facebook. You are not building any physical flyers. Today, we're all the better off for it. So please, guys, think this through. What you should pray to God for, and I'm going to join you in praying today, is for revelation, inspiration, and direction. God does give that. Oh, yes, he does. But that he's going to build wealth for you, he is never going to. He is going to give you inspiration, direction, also some motivation, and the revelation you need. but listen when God talks. Many of you are deaf to God because you're too busy listening to pastors and to religion. Listen to God. He will give you direction going into next year. I have a prophetic word for someone. I hate to go into this mode, but I have a prophetic word for someone who's listening right now. Someone is going to go from today, and by midpoint next year, he is going to be making, or she is going to be making, more wealth and resources from the future of the world simply by tying into this prophecy. So God bless you all. And let's take just one call if we can. And I know we've burnt a lot of your time. That's why I wanted to start with football so we could all laugh and be in a merry mood before I hit the nail on the head with something this hard.
All right, just one call. Hello. Hello. Good morning. All right, Mr. Shalom.
God bless you guys. May this next year be a fruitful year for all of you, for all of us. May we understand the times and the seasons. May we understand the direction in which the world is going. Pharaoh got the revelation. He got the inspiration. Pharaoh got the direction from Joseph and became the richest man in the world within 14 years.
All right. Thank you so much. And that's it for today. Thank you so much, Daddy. Please, I've really learned a lot. And I must say, it's always a pleasure working with you. Aside the fact that we talk and we laugh, I still learn a whole lot from you. Thank you so much, and God bless you.
God bless you. We'll talk later. Bye.
All right, bye.
Yes, I didn't want to pray over the radio on a weekday, just in case our guys are listening and say, why people praying in the radio? But I want to end with a prayer for us all here, because whether you like it or not, I'm still a Christian. And I believe I am where I am. The revelation, the insight that God gave me coming to where I am today, which has helped push me a lot, was as a result of the fact that I follow this God and I believe in him and I trust him. And he did create wealth for me indirectly, because he gave me a revelation, an inspiration, a motivation, and a direction. And funny thing is, he also gave provision. And while I was working at it, he also even gave me protection. So I want us to end with a prayer. It's not going to last long, but just maybe 1 minute at the most. Heavenly Father, I thank you for your children. I thank you for us all. I thank you for being so wondrous to us. I thank you for leading us like a pillar of cloud by day and a pillar of fire by night. Another year is ending. We thank you for how far we have come. And we ask for your continued mercy upon our lives. We ask for direction. Father, we don't know what 2021 holds, but you know. Reveal to us. Father, I ask for your revelation. Reveal to us the way you revealed to Joseph. Father, motivate us. It's one thing for us to know, but to feel the revelation, it's another thing to go against the grind, to go against the tide. In uncertain times like these, and follow your light, because the road can be very bumpy. Father, give us the motivation to understand the revelation and follow through on your direction. And while we're doing this, Father, I ask for provision. I ask for protection. And I ask for your mercy upon us. Father, direct us. In Yahushua's name I pray. And all the good people in the house said amen. 2021 is going to be a good year for you. I want you to pray the next 1 month. Today is the 26th day of November. 30 days has September, April, June, and November. You have 4 more days this month. So the next 1 month, 4 days should be spent praying for revelation. Father, give me a revelation. And when you get the revelation, the provision and motivation to follow the direction of revelation. Very, very important. If you're a Christian, you can tap into this. God will show you a sign. He'll show you where it is. And you need to be strong. It's not going to be easy. It's not for cowards. One day I'll tell you the story of what made me push this hard. Okay? Take care and God bless. And I wish you well. And wish each other well. Say hi to somebody here. Yolanda said, I was weeping during this prayer. I felt it. Maybe 2021 is your year. I hate to sound like a Pentecostal pastor here, but 2021 could be your year. If you get the revelation, the inspiration, the motivation, the provision and the protection from God, it's going to be your year. But let me tell you, you're not going to sit in your bed and be blessed. You're going to get up and you're going to go through the hell and the high water that separates you from the revelation. The Israelites had to cross over a sea to get out of Egypt. A bird didn't come and pick them and drop them in the promised land. They had to walk through the desert. They had uncertainty. They had so much they went through. And I know you too. I'm not asking you to give me any money. I'm not asking you to sow anything. In fact, if you dash me any money, is a gift. And I appreciate gifts. Thank you very much. But that's not going to make 2021 a good year for you. 2021 is going to be a good year for you if you increase your digital and technological footprint. Think this through. God is going to show you what you can do. Say that prayer. You can. This video is going to be available on Facebook, YouTube, Instagram. Say this prayer every night for the next 1 month. And call me back with a testimony. You would get a revelation. Something would minister to you. It might be something you've been passing every day. That's the beauty of a revelation. The revelation will tell you that that stone is actually gold. And you wonder, you've been passing this thing every day, you never noticed it. I'm not praying for you to have money. I am praying for your technological footprint to increase. There's something you can do in that emerging world. God bless you all.